Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the MQ episode 4 of the leadership series with Brigadier Vinod Datta. By now, we all know Brigadier Datta. He has been sharing very insightful examples and instances from the army, from his personal life, and till our last discussion, we've had a magnificent feeling of being mothers as leaders. We've understood about what adaptive leadership means and what leadership in general means. To me, a leader is a leader till he is able to create more leaders. When he or she, as a leader, is able to change someone from being a manager to a leader, is where the true transformation happens. And in today's time, it is very important that in addition to understand what adaptive leadership is and to imbibe those attributes, it is also important to bring about that change, the transformation in self and the team, or the team could be your home or the professional space. So today we are going to be talking about transformational leadership and also take up all the questions that you have in mind, which you would not have asked till now. And without taking much of Brigadier Datta's time, so over to you for knowing more about transformational leadership.
Uh, Good evening, everyone. And as Ekta has already, set the stage, all set for the one of the last sessions which we are going to have in this series. And she's right because we started when we were discussing. We had a lot of powwow and a lot of deliberations that how we must structure this leadership package, and it was decided that yes, initially we are going to learn the nuances of basic leadership, which forms the bedrock of anybody's personality. And then we graduated to mothers who are a true cradles of leadership, where she's conceptualizing, she's creating, and then shaping that leader. Because as I gave you the example of Jijabai, when she was planning to have a child, even before conceiving the child, she had made a framework that I'm going to have such a child, and I'm going to inculcate, or I'm going to qualities in the child who's going to see this world. So that is the kind of vision we have. And then we had a session on adaptive leadership because the kind of VUCA world which we are living, you have to be flexible. I do not deny that you should not be firm, but you should be flexible. And if you see light in somebody else's point, or if you see there are better ways to reach your destination, you must think on a change. And now we are going to be discussing another very important milestone, or the cornerstone in leadership, that is called transformational leadership. And since last 2-3 sessions, we have had very good inputs from the participants. So the better part of the session is going to be devoted to collect those pearls of wisdom, because kal ho na ho, because she has created this group, and it was quite a vibrant group. We have been interacting on screen, off screen also. And since we are going to be busy during this changeover of the great year, so I'll request that we can stay in touch and keep giving inputs. Now we have seen that one of the main aim of leadership is also transform your personality, to transform the group which you are leading, to transform all the nuances which you have imbibed, so that you become a better human being, you become a better leader, and you can lead the group to achieve the goals in a definite and in very a short time, so that people not only enjoy that, but they also pose trust and faith in you. There are two terms. One is called the transactional leadership, and the other is called transformational leadership. And if you see transactional leadership, it makes your today better. But transformational leadership makes your tomorrow better. So what you need is that you must graduate from transactional leadership to transformational leadership. And it is everybody's vision, everybody's aim, that yes, he should or she should transform herself to such a person or a leader, that he not only satisfies his or her soul, but also fulfills the expectations that the group has posed in you, or the organization या किसी तंजीम ने वो ट्रस्ट या फेथ आपके ऊपर बेस्टो किया है. Now, one of the most important ingredient in this is vision, because I always keep telling or I keep discussing about 4 V's. That is your views, your vibes, your vision, and the venom content which we all have. So these 4 V's, you have to, so fine balance in your life, because if somebody says, he or she doesn't have any kind of venom, I think she has not met her soul or personality sense. We all have, that toxicity is there. So it is the job of the leader to reduce that toxicity, to that venom, to convert it into vision by having good views and by giving good vibes. Vision, you see, if you see, action without vision is only time pass. वो बोलते हैं ना क्या कर रहे हो, बोला सर टीपी, time pass. So action without vision is time pass. Vision without action is daydreaming. Mungeri Lal ke Haseen Sapne. I would have become a pilot, but I didn't get the right flight. I would have become so and so, but mujhe sahi parwaaz nahi mili. So all these things, ये वो बैसाखियां हैं जिन पे बैठ के आदमी ये सोचता है कि हाँ, अगर मुझे एक मुकम्मल तस्वीर मिलती या मुकम्मल फैसिलिटीज मुहैया होती तो मैं ये कर देता. ऐसा नहीं है. If you see the transformational leaders, you will realize that they have risen from the adverse conditions. They never had, any kind of dream living. They didn't have any kind of super standard living. They lived in the, minimum existence. And vision plus action can change the world. ये एक ऐसा सरमाया है जो पूरी कायनात को बदल सकता है. And Dr. Abdul Kalam had said, you see, dream is not what you see when you're sleeping or in the night. Dream is what don't let you sleep. So that is the kind of vision you should have. Because if you don't have vision, you will not be able to achieve anything. आपके पास वो संजय दृष्टि होनी चाहिए जिसे you can see things much ahead. And you see, we come across a lot of political leaders. You see, what is the difference between a political leader and a statesman? You see, a large number of political leaders, they are looking, or their vision is one election to another. Whereas the statesman is a person whose vision is from one generation to another. That is the kind of a vision a statesman have. It is not that we are not a deficit of statesmen. You must have seen in our political leadership also that there are a large number of statesmen who are there. I mean, they have been romping away to the legislative assemblies, whether it is Lok Sabha or Vidhan Sabha, without any doubts. because they are statesmen. They have that kind of vision. Another example I want to give you is that of a difference between a businessman and an industrialist. So that is, I am discussing, sorry, excuse me, I am discussing about leadership in corporates or in business field. You see, a businessman is a person who is only, who's looking to churn out profits. Whereas an industrialist is a person who creates capital, who creates wealth. One glaring example is Ratan Tata. You see, they are industrialists. They are doing something for the community. They are doing something for the people. So it is not that your vision has to be myopic. It has to be, you have to have a strategic vision so that you can, think ahead. So a transformational leader, very important thing is that you should have a vision which is looking beyond. And I just gave you examples from the political leadership, from the business leadership, and of course, military leadership doesn't require any, elaboration or amplification as far as this thing is concerned. Now, the next thing is, it is about integrity. Integrity. And in army parlance, they say integrity is either 0 or 9, because in the army we are measured on a scale or a grade of 9. So any officer, anybody who gets an integrity which is below 9 generally doesn't find favor as far as promotions and other things are concerned. So they say that you have to be on the highest pedestal, and integrity is on both the fronts, personal as well as professional. Because वो कहते हैं कि अगर जिंदगी में बड़ा आदमी बनना है तो छोटे काम मत करिए. Because I'll give you, because if you have integrity, whether it is your personal life or professional life, it is going to take you to places. I'll just give you an example. Navtej Singh Sidhu. I think everybody has heard this name. He has been one of the finest cricketers India has produced. He has been one of the finest speakers and one of the finest leaders India has seen. When he was a child, or when he was a grown-up boy, his father, who was a mayor and who himself was a politician, he had a dream that my son should become a cricketer. And despite his busy schedule, he always devoted time. And what Sidhu Saab used to do, the younger lad, he will just give some money to the servants. He will, move out from one room, put on tracksuit, sleep in the other room, and once his father is up and he wants to meet the son, he'll pour some water as if he has been sweating and coming from the practices. And, he will come and sit with his father and discuss, oh, yes, I have had very, a laborious day. I have been on nets. When the results came, he was not there in the probable 30s also. And when his father read the newspaper, he was literally shattered. And he was reading that newspaper when Sidhu was sitting, and he saw that despair, that disappointment on his face. His father hid that newspaper under the pillow so that his wife does not read and she doesn't get disappointed. This was a trigger. Thereafter, Sidhu used to work so hard that he used to hit almost 1,000 sixes. His hands used to bleed. They had blisters. And finally, he made a place in the Indian cricket team. But by then, his father was no more. So what I want to tell you is that you have to have integrity in your personal life as well as in professional life. You cannot be fooling yourself. This is what Sidhu did. But he realized, but it was a bit too late. So what I want to say is, if you want to be a transformational leader, and he became one, but at what cost? So it is always better to start early, to realize at an early stage, so that you can see that kind of, glee, that kind of happiness on the people who matter in your life. Then the growth development is very important for a transformational leader, because आपने देखा होगा कि जो आपने नदी और आपने जो पॉन्ड्स होते हैं उनको देखा होगा. जो एक नदी होती है, एक रिवर होती है, वो एक अविरल, बिल्कुल फ्री फ्लोइंग वाटर, निर्मल अविरल होती है. Whereas the pond which is there, or the lake which is there, since it does not move, it stagnates, it stinks, and it breeds reptiles, it breeds mosquitoes. That is what our mind is all about. You must have seen, every house has got, wire meshes. I'm sure if you look at your windows, every house has got a wire mesh. Every window has got a wire mesh. You know why it is put? It is put basically so that firstly you can get light, secondly the fresh air can come, and the unwanted kidas which are there, whether they are mosquitoes, fleas or something, they remain out. So our mind is also, has got this kind of mesh. So what is required is that we must have the correct size of the mesh. Because आपने कई बार सुना होगा ना, अरे यार इस बंदे से दूर रहो, इसके दिमाग में कीड़ा है. ये वही बंदे हैं जिन्होंने वो वायर मेश थोड़ी बड़ी वाली ली है. And people say, यार stay away from such people. So the personal growth or the growth development is a must. And by no stretch of imagination, I'm telling you that achieving your goals, achieving your promotions, to move ahead in your life is nothing personal. It is nothing selfish. You have worked for it, you deserve it, and you will get it. Then is your performance. You see, one thing I have learned from the game of golf is that you are competing in this game with yourself. You see, it gives you ample of opportunities, even if you're playing in a 4-ball or a 3-ball or whatever. You are competing with yourself. You may muff up one of the hole. You may square it up in the next one. And then you are, doing some kind of self-introspection that, why did I miss that shot? Or why why I couldn't clear the bunker? Or why didn't I use the right club? So self-introspection is very important to have a judgment of your performance. Because if you're not judging yourself, if you have not put parameters, if you have not put bounds on you, you will not know, or you are going to be like a frog in the puddle. आप बोलेंगे कि बस सबसे ज़हनी आदमी मैं हूँ, सबसे इंटेलिजेंट आदमी मैं हूँ, सबसे बढ़िया आदमी मैं हूँ, बाकी सारी कायनात या दुनिया खराब है. So you have to have performance evaluation. And by no stretch of imagination, if you see the confidential reporting system in various, or the performance evaluation system, and if you read your report, आपको खुद को यकीन नहीं आता है कि am I so good? Because they are all cosmetic in nature. So you have to have tools or decision making or evaluation measuring instruments when after retiring for the day, when you lie down on your bed, or when you can do some kind of loud thinking and find out that yes, and the best achievement for the day is I couldn't have done better than this. So what if you have not achieved? It is not, that is not the end of the life. Couple of hours later, you have another day. So have those kind of performance evaluation for self. दूसरों को तो हम एकदम उनका चरित्र चित्रण कर देते हैं कि वो फलाना ऐसा है, ये ऐसा है, वो ऐसा है. For us, we find no templates. Then creativity. Creativity is very important thing. And the biggest damage this television and internet has done is, and WhatsApp has done is that it has really finished your creativity. You see, I still remember when people used to write letters. People used to, go to. I still remember when some people used to envy the letter pads people had. Today, if you ask somebody, the boy or the girl will not be able to write 10 sentences. They are not able to. The moment you tell them, that, okay, what is this? He says, Google it. Is that the answer? Is that the answer? And believe you me, anybody who tells me, like if you have told me that, okay, if you have used a new word or something, and if you tell me Google it, you have killed my creativity. Because if you have used it, if you have understood the nuances of that word, if you know the application or how to use that word, it is going to have your signatures. It is going to have your reflection. It is going to have your interpretation. That is very important. You see, why does, when your mother cooks the food, it tastes different than what you get in restaurants? And it is because her love, affection is there. She had made it with some kind of feelings. So the creativity quotient in you should always be there. You must find out. You see, I was traveling in a train. I was going to Nainital for a lecture. I met a young boy. This boy was 10 to 12 years old, and he was traveling with his mother. And they were playing Scrabble, and then I could hear some conversation, and I was sitting just next to them. Then I got into conversation with this child, and I learned that his father, he was in Navy, and he had expired. So I asked him, you're so brilliant, you're so intelligent, why don't you join army? So he said, no, I don't want to join the army. And he gave a very crystal clear and a curt reply. He says, if I join army, I'm also going to die. So I smiled at him. No, it doesn't happen that way. Not everybody dies. And even if those people who die for the nation, I mean, they don't die, they remain forever. And it was difficult because since he was in that impressionable age, he must have seen that kind of. So the boy got transformed into that kind of relegation in life that he felt that, yes, if I join this profession. And then he became such a good friend of mine that, we used to play quiz. We used to, at least he will prepare some questions. And then I spoke to his grandfather once, and then I told him, you must, work on this child. He's a brilliant guy, and you must transform this boy from this cocoon in which he's staying. So that is the kind of impact, creativity we were there. Then the growth of the organization. I have always been telling in all my, lectures on leadership, 3 चीजें बहुत अहम है जिंदगी में: नाम, नमक, निशान. नाम, आपका खुद का नाम या जिस कंपनी से आप जुड़े हुए हैं. नमक, integrity, which I just talked about. That is very important. And I always used to say, I did a very long leadership series with one of the leading banks. And I always used to tell people, for heaven's sake, do not discuss or criticize the bank or the organization in which you are working, because it is this organization which has given you identity. If today, whatever I am, you see, till such time I leave this world, this rank or this organization is going to be there with me. So I have no reason. You see, expectations are there. It is, your career is like when you take a tee shot in the golf. You always expect my landing zone is going to be there, but sometimes you land, shorter than that landing zone, or sometimes you overshoot. कई बार होता है, आपने जिंदगी में देखा होगा कि कई बार वो कहते हैं ना कि घोड़े खा रहे हैं घास और गधे खा रहे हैं च्यवनप्राश. So इस तरह की चीजें होती हैं जिंदगी में. It is not, because sometimes you come across a person who may not even understand you. So by no stretch of imagination, you must discourage your organization. Always think that, yes, this is the organization which has got me so far, and I must take this organization further. Development of ideas. शास्त्रों में कहा गया है, यानो भद्र कृतव्यो यंतु विश्वतः. Let noble thoughts come from anywhere. Never discourage anybody. Think it over, ponder over, because you never know that idea which that person is giving, that spark which is igniting may turn into an inferno. So always think it over rather than shooting it. I'll just give you an example of Thomas Alva Edison. You see, he saw birds flying. So one day, and he saw birds eating those, insects. So one day there was a girl in the neighborhood. He got some insects and he started feeding that girl. When the girl's mother saw it, she complained to Edison's mother. And when, he was admonished, so he asked, he says, what were you doing? He says, I wanted this girl to fly because I have seen birds eating insects and they can fly. So, yes, it was totally a different idea. But what caliber and status Edison had, and what his contribution has been there. Then is your originality. As a transformational leader, be original. Be original. Whatever ideas you have, there is nothing wrong in presenting it, because it is the substance which matter. It is the substance which matter, not the sophistication or those kind of things. It is like, since a larger number of participants are, ladies, it is basically like, it is like giving it a makeover. You are highlighting certain features. So similarly, the originality has to be highlighted, but it should not be doused. I mean, it should not be like a, brittle makeup, because, when the groom sees the girl next day, in say about 40% cases, he's not able to recognize the girl. So the originality has to be maintained in that manner. Then is measured risk. As a transformational leader or as a leader, you must take risks. You must take risk, and the risk should be calculated and calibrated. Because if you cannot take risk, you are no leader. Yes, everybody has got that fear of unknown when you are taking such risks, because it is not only you, it is your group, it is the organization, whom you are leading. But you have to take risk. Another point I want to tell to the young leaders or the young Turks, that we must not get into any kind of risk stimulus. There is a difference between taking measured risk and risk stimulus. Don't get into those habits. Oh, ek baar kar lete hain, kuch nahi hoga, dekhi jayegi. All these things can get you into, such trouble that you won't know what has hit you. You see, gone are the days when people were more mature. People will grant you that okay, Tika, you are a youngster, it is expected out of you. But not today. Today, the parameters and the contours of the society have changed. Then is the teamwork. It is the most important ingredient that yes, you must work in a team. Because if you are not a good follower, you will never become a good leader. And life is like that. Your organizational, anatomy is like that. You will be, paired up. You will be measured into various other, teamworks. Today you may be captaining a team. Tomorrow you may be, seeing your good performance. You may be made a member of another team where somebody bigger than you or a person who has got more caliber than you may be leading the team. So be a useful member of the team. And unless you work in a team, unless you are a team player, and let me also tell you one thing here, you will never get a dream team. आप ये सोचते हैं कि सारे सचिन तेंदुलकर या सारे ब्रेटली आपके ही टीम में हो, ये ऐसा होता नहीं है. So as a leader, you have to identify their potential. You have to, take your team together. And since you are a leader, you are a prime mover, it is your duty to take this leader. I still remember my training days when Ekta's father was my commanding officer. And, there is a race back. The final exercise is done. It is called Shatrujit. And it is which has got a 42 kilometers race back. So after doing a camp, then you have to, run, walk 42 kilometers in the timings with a rider, that the entire platoon of 25 people will come together. None of the guy will be left behind. None of the weapons should be lost. None of the equipment should be lost. So that is to inculcate that habit of team building, so that you even take your people who are weaklings. I still remember there was a postmate of mine, he had blisters, and it had rained. So in the night we were lying in a nala which was dried, and suddenly it started raining and the nala started swelling up, and the web equipment was there. It became wet. As it is, 25 kgs was there on you and 5 kgs of rifle. And once, the blanket and everything got wet, the weight increased by another, 5-6 kgs. And the web equipment started, people had the blisters. And we used to have that one blade in your jab cap. And any guy, the two guys were there, they said, no, we will not be able to move. So the blisters were cut by the blade and they were asked, Band-Aid was put and told, move. So that is the importance of team. By no stretch of imagination, it was basically, to hurt that guy or to harm that guy. It was basically, as they say, rangers don't leave rangers. Brothers in arms don't leave each other in war. Now, you see, the transformation leaders, I'll just sum it up because so that we have time for, discussion with other participants. The transformation leaders, they work towards noble vision. They work for a noble vision. They act with the authenticity and honesty. They, they are honest and they are authentic people. They adopt a growth mindset. And they promote creativity, which is so lacking these days. Because I have some, participants here who are so creative, who are so creative with the pen, with the drawing and with the caricatures. This is creativity. वो यहाँ से WhatsApp University से यहाँ से लिया, वहाँ से सरका दिया उसको, तो that's the easiest thing you can do. Create something that is to be appreciated. if you can draw something, if you can, draw some and new ideas. Because if you don't have any, ideas, वो कहते हैं ना कि रंग और जज्बात जिंदा दिली की निशानी है, रंग और जज्बात जिंदा दिली की निशानी है, कभी मुर्दों को कफन बदलते देखा है? So have that kind of go, have that kind of josh in you is there, and have, good friends and good people who can support you, because वो कहते हैं ना कि जिंदगी में दोस्त नहीं मिला करते, दोस्तों में जिंदगी मिलती है. So with these words, I think I've spoken for almost 40 minutes. We will leave the rest of the time for Q&A, question and answer, or any inputs by any participant, which are so very precious. Thank you, Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Brigadier Datta, for making us understand what transformational leadership is. So we've intentionally structured it, in a manner that you have more time to ask your questions, because I think leadership as a topic is a very, very vast subject. And, there is so much, I'm sure, which even Brigadier Datta can talk about, and many more aspects of it. But we felt that if more and more questions are asked, more insights can be brought out. So please feel free to ask whatever questions you have.
May I ask a question, please?
Please, Aarti, go ahead.
Yeah. So the skill of a leader lies in bringing out the best of a difficult person in the team. Maybe difficult in attitude, maybe difficult in confirming, may not be as intelligent. Sir, at that point, what are the qualities that a leader needs to exhibit to encourage such a person who's part of the team?
You see, yes, you are right. I had already said that you will never get a dream team. You will have people. And there are three kind of people in any organization: the prime movers or the leaders, the passengers, those you can call them followers, and then there is a very a typical or a peculiar category, that is chain pullers. So these are the people who have to be firstly persuaded, then motivated in the language which they understand. And then you also have to find out that what are their interests, where they can be employed, what are they looking for. Because for a better cause, you cannot devote too much of time on these kind of people. आपने देखा ना, आज हमने एक हवन कराया था, पूती दी जाती है, वो खल की दी जाती है, खलनायकों की. वो इसलिए दी जाती है कि जो काम आप कर रहे हैं वो मंगलमय तरीके से हो, अच्छा हो, और ये जो खलनायक हैं ये शांत रहें. Because you cannot devote too much of time on these people, because you have to move on. So what you're like, if you're going to the railway station during monsoons, you will find there are a lot of buffaloes who are sitting on the road. You don't start fighting with them. You just take a shunt, or you circumvent the route, and otherwise you want to miss the train. So devote only limited time to them, because otherwise you're going to miss the bus.
Yeah. Thank you. True. Don't devote time on the drain in the team.
Yeah.
Ji.
Can
Thank
I
you.
ask a question?
Yeah, please.
Hi. So, Brigadier Datta, this one question. I think this entire working style has changed during the last 8 months, yeah. And virtual leadership is come up as a a very important aspect. And there was a lot of learning in this space. Of course, we didn't have any guidance. We didn't have any that there will be a time when all of us have to be virtual, and leaders will have to be double efficient than what they were in a non-virtual environment. So, any thoughts on that, and any piece of advice would you like to give the leaders out there, and especially in this virtual environment? Because the troubles or the problems which come to me when I coach the executive leadership team is that productivity is a big problem. Yeah, problem, and motivation is a third problem. Yeah. So, any which can help all the virtual leaders out there.
You see, this virtual training, in fact, training was one field which was doing so very well. And most of the, good companies, they were spending a good fortune on training because, it is felt that, yes, if you, like what Bank of America follows, that you must invest in the human capital so that you get the best. So there's no point cutting down on this. But since the need of the hour was that, we had to either remain shut or get going. So the virtual platforms, they came into being. The good ways, the good point of the bright side is that, yes, people got connected and they could move on. But the human interface, which is missing, is very important. Because unless you have interaction, what is happening is in virtual leadership, if this has to continue for some more time, then you have to have another term which will be called as hybrid leadership. So, so you'll have to have, two kind of, leaders. Whereas when you have the human interface, there are a lot of things like empathy. You can, sympathize with somebody. You can empathize with people. You understand what that guy is telling. Because if you see communication, since, you're dealing with communication, 55% of your communication is through body language. It is non-verbal communication. It is only 45% which you speak and communicate. So that is very, very important. So yes, virtual platforms are doing good, but they cannot replace the human interface, which is so very important.
Right. Thank you.
There is a question that has come up from our Facebook guest. She's saying कि integrity को integrity से कैसे maintain किया जा सकता है? How to deal with integrity issues with integrity?
They say power respects power. Integrity attracts integrity. And integrity is, it has to come from within. You see, integrity cannot be defined, or it cannot be downloaded from an app. It is, you have to use your prudence to see, yes, what is correct, what I should do. You see, integrity also is seen like if you are standing on a red light, or if nobody is seeing you, you jump a red light. That is also, I mean, you're fooling yourself. Yeah, you may gain, say, about 30 odd seconds or a minute or 2 minutes. So integrity has to come from within, and you have to decide. I'm by no stretch of imagination, you see, I'm saying that, one should be Harishchandra or something. Yes, you should see the situation and decide, yes, this was the best course of action I could have taken. Integrity, I'll give you another example, again, from the academy days. You see, in academy, even if you've done a mistake, you are not supposed to be, we had a deputy commandant, Ekta would remember, but no names. Somebody, he had a very pretty daughter, and, some cadet whistled or something. So, we were all made to fall in, and we were asked, he says, who has done this? And people knew in one of the platoons who had done it, but nobody owned up. So the entire batch of 230 or 235 officers was put into so much of rigorous punishment thrice a day that people used to bleed from their elbows. They used to bleed from their knees, but nobody gave the name of that person that who had whistled. Entire 230 cadets took the punishment. And when he used to come back to our rooms, we used to always curse and give him 3-dimensional galis and tell him कि तुम्हारी वजह से हो रहा है. So that is also integrity. It is also teamwork. And by no stretch of imagination, yes, to our superiors, and that was well appreciated. So, you have to draw that line. So this was called organizational integrity. It was called group integrity. Otherwise, somebody could have just broken and said, sir, so-and-so has done it. And he would have been sorted out nice and proper. But people decided, yes, we have to, sink and sail together. So that's what is.
So I have two questions. One, you mentioned that a leader needs to be original, right? Now, many a times it happens that you procrastinate on a particular thought that you have, but by the time you come to the delivery part of it, somebody has already done it. So the uniqueness of that idea has gone, right? And then you also added that what really matters is the substance. So as a leader, should that bother you, and should you pull back that thought, or you should go ahead because your delivery, your content would be different than what anybody else would do it?
Yeah, it happens. You see, it happens so many times that you have that idea and somebody else has given it, and it gets well accepted. So what I feel you should do is that, yes, you should substantiate your views. You must endorse your views and tell that, yes, this is a very good idea. Even I had this at the back of my mind, and yes, we must work together this. However, I have a different input on this, if that can also be considered. So the moment you give this, ho sakta hai at that point, the other person may not have thought. So the moment you substantiate it and it gets, accepted, your originality has also been taken into consideration, and the credit will also go to you for that original idea.
Right. And my second question is that, taking cue from the defense, there, whoever is your superior, no matter what, the order is passed and the execution has to be done. Though, of course, you did share, General Manik Shah's conversation with the then Prime Minister. But many a times in the corporate world, your superior is not a leader but a manager, and you are in some way shaping up into being a leader, or you have those leadership qualities, and that's where the resistance comes. So how do you deal with that?
Yes, it happens in corporates more, and because there the dynamics are slightly different, and it is a organization which is profit centric. Whereas army is an organization which is result oriented, which is victory oriented. So in army, there are you have only binary choice. Either you are victorious, veerta ya veer gati. There is no second option. Whereas in corporate, you have like you may have slippages in achievements and targets. You may review it in the next quarter. In Q1 you may have slipped. In Q2 you can make up the slippages which are there. So there you can always have discussions, and you can always reinforce your point, so that yes, there is a lot of cutthroatism, there is a lot of favoritism also there in the corporates. But yes, if you have substance in your ideas, and if you are a well-meaning person, the organization have no choice but to accept you.
Thank you.
May I ask you a question?
Please go ahead.
Hanji. Brigadier Datta, a leader has a certain magnetism. People gravitate towards a person rather than a person who has been designated. There are some people with that quality. Can you tell me what are the kind of qualities which, make people gravitate towards a person? And that he or she is able to inspire the team because of the inherent qualities.
On lighter side, I'll just on, there was a boy and he was very fond of a girl, and the girl was not at all getting attracted. So his classmates asked, he says, you have made enough attempts and the girl is not getting attracted. He says, it's not my fault, she's iron deficient. So, it's a very good point. You see, the persona, the leader consists of two very, very important things: character and charisma. That is very important. And these are the two factors which attract the followers. Because if you take up the, biography or the जैसे कहते हैं जीवन शैली of any leader, you will find that he has that charisma. He has that kind of stellar profile or a character. So that charisma is always required to attract people, because they know it, he can do it. He only can do it. So that kind of aura you have to create.
Another question. Ego is understood, misunderstood, whatever. What is the definition of ego with reference to a leader, and how important is it to have an ego where the team is concerned?
You see, ego, is also part of personality. And some people have ego which is, larger than life, and some people have manageable ego. So there are two ways to, tackle with it. One is, if somebody is an egoist, is to give him a good ego massage, and he will, come down. Second is, ego is like, if my ego is, expressed in a linear form by a line of 4 inches, then, you can shorten it by having an ego line of 6 inches. So it will get dwarfed. So yes, it is a personality trait, and you have to understand, because it takes time for such people to shed that kind of image. But yes, one can always either give a good ego massage to that person, because we had one boss, early in the morning, he was so hot tempered, he'll start firing right from the moment he got down from the vehicle. And say about by at 11 we used to have tea. So by he was all his top is blown, and in the tea break we will give him some good ego massage, and then you could play with his mustaches. So so that is how. So we used to always wait till 11 o'clock. Life is going to be difficult, so duck down and let him fire. And then, we will, rise, and then we will address those issues.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Yes,
I have a
Neeraj.
question. Brigadier Datta, it happens these days that पहले जब promotions होते थे वो seniority के wise होते थे. Like ranks were given as per depending upon their experience. Now, when a person in corporates has to report to people who are younger to him. Okay, so there is lots of friction within the team only, that ye kal ka chokra hai, ye mujhko chala raha hai. This is so. How does a young leader, like caps mein boss, deal with this? How should he deal with this? Because even my daughter has felt it quite a number of times, that mom, he or she does not want to reason with me. All they think is that they are just threatened by me because I'm a youngster and I have taken their position. So how should a young person, leader, tackle this?
Yeah, this problem is, very much prevalent in corporates. But if you see the corporate, because I have been involved in a lot of corporate training, this issue has been addressed right from the, a boy or a girl is initiated into corporate culture. The first thing you must have observed is, and we found it very glaring, is when you join a corporate, say if I am a 50-year-old guy and there is a girl who's 24 years, I mean, she will always call you by your name, Vinod, how are you? So when we initially joined, it used to look very, awkward that, she's calling you by the first name. And yes, what you said is right. We had spent considerable time in the army and had good positions. But then we realized that is the culture. Secondly, the merit has to be, rewarded. And in corporates, the merit is rewarded irrespective, of your age and your qualifications. Because if you are capable, if you have merit, you are going to be promoted. You will be made the team leader, and the other people have no choice but to. Yes, that resentment will be there. That that's why I told you, one of the quality of a transformational leadership is to look within, to have his own performance evaluation. Because it is not that you have been left out and she has been promoted. Kahin to kuch raha hoga. And sometimes some people accept, yes, she is better than me, and I had these drawbacks or these voids, and that's why she is leading the team. Let me give it a try next year. Yes, those issues are there, but in acceptable limits, people tolerate them. But if it becomes overwhelming, then the management also steps in, and you have no choice but to accept, because in corporates, it is the merit which matters and not the mediocrity, unlike most of the government jobs.
Yeah. Thank you, Brigadier Datta.
There is humility, or just being humble, which is a very sterling quality coupled with gratitude of a leader. So do such leaders get walked over? And there is always a balance, a quotient of being humble. So what are your views on this, Datta sir?
देखिए, दो चीजें हैं. हम being humble is an ornament in your personality. इसके दो पहलू हैं. One is that आपने देखा होगा कि जिस पेड़ पे फल लगे होते हैं वो झुकता है. So that means if you have something to give, you will always you will come down and give it to the society. दूसरी चीज उसका एक पहलू और भी है कि जिस वृक्ष पे या जिस दरख्त पे ज्यादा फल लगे होते हैं, लोग पत्थर भी उसको ही मारते हैं. So it works both ways. So being humble is a virtue, and it is only when you have something substantial. आपने देखा होगा ना, जो आटे की बोरी होती है या गेहूं की, आपने गांव में देखा होगा, वो जब फसल कटती है तो भर के रख देते हैं. तो जब तक वो उसमें अनाज रहता है, चावल या गेहूं, तब तक तो वो खड़ी रहती है. जब वो खत्म हो जाती है तो वो इसको नीचे पटक दिया जाता है, एंड इट इज बीइंग यूज्ड एज अ डोरमेट और इट इज सोल्ड टू द स्क्रैप पीपल. सो इट इज द सब्सटेंस इन यू व्हिच मैटर्स. वो जो आपके अंदर फल हैं वो मैटर करते हैं, वरना तो देयर इज नथिंग मच.
जी सर, Manekshaw ji was a humble person.
Oh, extremely. And he was firm and, very, very, he had no qualms. He always, put his subordinates, like in one of the conference, one of the defense secretary said to a colonel that, could you please close the window? It's quite chilly. So he took an offense to it. So he told Mr. Defense Secretary, I'm the chief of the army staff. I will close the window for you. You can't tell a colonel of the Indian Army to close. He's a very senior officer. And, he had no, face to show.
Yeah.
So,
nice.
That's, in fact, a very, very versatile leader.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Razina.
Oh, okay. So, Brigadier Datta, any piece of advice or anything we would like to say to the women leaders who are in the organization today? Yeah, because there is definitely, a different set of challenges which women leaders face. Yeah, and that's a reality. So any piece of advice you would have for them, or any tip you would like to share with them?
Yeah, you see, women are doing really very well in all walks of life. And as I told you in when I was, we had a session on role of mothers. In the days to come, we are going to have only leaders and no women leaders. And if you see, I think, say about 15 days back in Times of India, there were 10, highly paid women leaders, business leaders. They were there. You must have seen Indra Nooyi and various other, such like leaders in the world. Yes, the women have challenges because she has got, she's a personality with, multi-layered vectors. She's a mother, she's a sister, she's a daughter-in-law. And motherhood is a full-time job, I had told you, because there is always a conflict between your career clock and your social clock. So you have to, you see, a mother cannot, delegate this kind of responsibility or the motherhood to somebody. Yes, you can have somebody to do or to look after the child. So the challenges for women leader are far too many because firstly, the society has, you see, initially they could not accept. I gave you an example of that lady officer. They couldn't accept that a girl, can be so physically powerful. When she proved her worth, the Jawans were, panting like anything. So the women, they have literally established. I'll give you an example of Joan of Arc. At the age of 17, she was leading French army. Queen Zenobia, Rani Lakshmi Bai, Razia Sultana. There are n number of people. If you see in Indore, the Holkars, I mean, the mother, she took a decision. Once her son, who was the crown prince, he was passing through, a pregnant cow was there, on the way. So the crown prince said, okay, please, that cow was, beaten. She lost the calf, or she lost the baby. And this thing came to the knowledge of the queen. And she was known for her justice. She told that my son will be put at the same place and the chariot will be run over him. And he's going to lose his life the way she has lost her baby. That cow came in between. She stopped the chariot. And that place is still called, by the name of that cow. Because, you see, a mother realizes the pain. By no stretch of imagination, if that crown prince would have been killed, she would have got her baby back. So that is the kind of sacrifice. That is the kind of potential you all have, which men don't. मैंने आपको पहले भी कहा था, नव दुर्गा, दुर्गा जी को 8 दुर्गा भी कह सकते थे, 7 दुर्गा भी कह सकते थे. नव दुर्गा, because you are 9 times more powerful. You have the intuitive qualities which you have. The men don't have. I don't say it is negligible, but yes, you have amplified intuitive power. You have the kind of dedication you have, the kind of the labor which you can put in, and the results are being seen. I mean, it is not. Yes, you will have people who work with the blinders on. आपने देखा होगा घोड़े की तरह वो लगा लेते हैं कि वो उनको सिर्फ एक रास्ता ही दिखाई देता है. And there are people who are accepting the merit, whether it is a woman or a man, that yes, she can lead the my organization to better results.
Right. So what I understand your message right now coming, which makes me very happy, and I would like to, just rephrase it once again. So you're saying that as women leaders, we are really amazing. We have the right qualities. We got to be there. We got to lead there. Of course, there will be barriers. There will be challenges. There will be situations which are going to be around us. but I think nothing should stop us because we have that in us. Right?
Yes.
That's what you're trying to say.
Mm,
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to hear this from
yeah.
from someone like you. And I'm
वो
sure a lot of everybody who's listening is getting inspired right now.
yeah.
Great.
वो
Absolutely.
वो कहा था ना कि धो डालो मेहंदी, गोविंद ना आएंगे,
Mhm.
उठा लो खड़ग, अब गोविंद ना आएंगे. So now you have to, pick up that saber, pick up that sword. अब कोई गोविंद नहीं आने वाला.
Lovely, lovely.
Yeah.
That's very inspiring. Thank you.
I'm sure all the women are feeling very nice about this. But I think it's more about actioning what Brigadier Datta has said, and not just feel very good about our, the virtues that we have or the qualities as women that we have. So, any further questions in terms of role of mothers as leaders or on adaptive leadership? Yes, Ila, please.
Yeah, I have another question. You mentioned chain pullers.
Yes.
So how does a leader tackle chain pullers?
Oh, yes. You are right.
वो हैम्पर करते हैं ग्रोथ को ना कहीं किसी न किसी स्टेज पे.
Yeah.
This of development is slowed down because of certain elements called chain pullers. So how does a leader take it into account? How does he tackle with it, he or she?
Yeah. You see, all kinds of people make a society, and these people are the people who have been bruised, in some way or the other. So you will realize that their personality is impacted or their personality is affected by the environment in which they have, because they have those kind of sadistic pleasures they take in, delaying things, in, denying things and derailing things. So these people have to be firstly identified. You have to keep your ears and eyes on, and your antennas on, to identify such people. So they have to be firstly screened, and then a smoke screen also has to be created so that they don't allow others, because they can start a smear campaign. They may start poisoning their minds.
Yeah.
They may start affecting their psychology. So such people have to be आप जब वेजिटेबल बनाते हो तो सबसे पहले क्या करते हैं आप? When you take like say if you've taken a carrot, and the first thing what you do is you just peel off the tail and the head, because you will find that yes, हो सकता है कि इसमें कोई इस तरह के बैक्टीरियाज हो या कुछ हो. So such people have to be kept away. They have to be segregated, kept away, and then people have to be told that yes, you belong to this category.
Thank you so much. We have a question from Poonam Saxena. Poonam, आप अपने आप को unmute कीजिए और question पूछिए.
Thank you, Ila ji. हेलो.
हाँ जी, हम सुन पा रहे हैं, पूछिए.
ठीक है. सर, आपको प्रणाम मेरा. और मेरा प्रश्न ये है कि अभी ईगो के ऊपर बात हो रही थी कि अगर कोई बहुत ईगोइस्टिक है तो हमें उसके ईगो को मैनेज करना है कुछ टाइम तक, फिर वो नीचे आ जाएगा. बट मेरा जो एक्सपीरियंस है कि जब हम ईगो को बहुत ज्यादा पैम्पर करते रहते हैं, मैनेज करते रहते हैं, तो लोग हमें टेक इट फॉर ग्रांटेड ले लेते हैं. और उनका वो चीज उनकी इतनी जड़ हो जाती है, उनकी कंडीशनिंग में इतनी शामिल हो जाती है कि उनको इस चीज का एहसास ही नहीं होता कि हम कुछ गलत कर रहे हैं. और उस तरीके से वो फिर उसका हमेशा फायदा लेते रहते हैं आगे फ्यूचर में, क्योंकि उनको ये समझ ही नहीं आता. मुझे लगता है कि ज्यादा ईगो को पैम्पर करने से उस सामने वाले व्यक्ति का जो अपना आत्म अवलोकन होता है, इंट्रोस्पेक्शन, वो खत्म हो जाता है. इस संबंध में आप थोड़ा सा बताइए.
पूनम जी, आपने बड़ा अच्छा सवाल किया है, और आपका जो भाषा का ज्ञान है वो भी बड़ा अच्छा है. देखिए, जो ईगो टैकल करने के मैंने दो तरीके बताए थे थोड़े से. One is ego massage, that is avoidance of conflict. Okay, there is no point taking such people head on. सो आप कई बार थोड़ी सी किसी की तारीफ कर दीजिए या कुछ इस तरह से, या उसकी ईगो का थोड़ा सा इन एन एक्सेप्टेबल लिमिट, विदाउट लोअरिंग योर गार्ड। तो एक तो ये है कि उसको ईगो मसाज हो जाएगा, देन ही इज गोइंग टू कूल डाउन एंड you can carry on. The second method is the, I told you, the linear expression of ego, where like if his ego is say about 4 inches long in terms of linearity. तो अगर आप थोड़ा सा ईगो को थोड़ी अपना वो कर देती हैं, हायर कर देती हैं 5 इंच का, तो उसमें से क्या है कि हिज ईगो बिकम्स शॉर्टर. आपने कई बार देखा होगा जब ज्यादा जब डेसिबल लेवल बढ़ जाता है, जब दो लोग चिल्ला रहे होते हैं, तुम क्या करोगे, तुम क्या करोगे, कई बार जो बंदा चुप है, तो the guy who's shouting, he thinks that by raising the decibel level he is conveying his point better. But वो ये नहीं सोच रहा है कि जो दूसरा बंदा है वो एक भद्र व्यवहार दिखा रहा है, और जब वो चिल्लाने लगता है उससे ज्यादा ऊंचे पंचम स्वर में, तो वो बंदा एकदम ही comes down. So at times you have to tell people, क्योंकि देखिए कई लोग they have that automobile kind of mobility or cranking in the unit. जो इंजन जब स्टार्ट होता है उसको क्रैंकिंग बोलते हैं. इसमें क्या होता है, स्टार्ट और कुछ ऑटो स्टार्ट होते हैं. तो you have to find out कि भाई what cranking system or ignition system that person follows. तो आपको फिर उसको उसी हिसाब से टैकल करना पड़ता है, क्योंकि पहली जो आपकी स्टेज होनी चाहिए वो अवॉइडेंस ऑफ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट होनी चाहिए.
थैंक यू सो मच सर, विजडम का यूज करना है.
बिल्कुल विवेक, एकदम विजडम.
थैंक यू सो मच.
हाँ,
थैंक यू.
May I ask a question, please?
बिल्कुल. आप पे क्वेश्चन टैक्स लगेगा अगली बार.
अच्छा. क्यों,
Yes, yes.
ज्यादा हो रहे हैं क्या?
नहीं नहीं, बोलिए बोलिए, प्लीज प्लीज.
Okay, you're sure?
या प्लीज प्लीज.
अच्छा. A leader should be willing to learn and adapt, and sometimes the learning comes from a team member. And there is another aspect, there is always feedback. Feedback is either given formally or you can sense it in the words and actions of the team. So tell me, a leader should be willing to change, to adapt, and should be willing to accept any personality or quirks that need to be sorted in the interest of the team.
Yes, definitely. Why not? As I told you that you see, noble ideas can come from anyone, and you should not disregard anybody. You see, some people, they remain quiet because they respect your seniority, they respect your position, they respect your public presence. But sometimes, like if you are wrong, so your subordinate may come and say, sir, actually this was not the case. This is how it should be, this thing. So I didn't feel like pointing it out in public, and you accept and you thank him. So that is a maturity on your part. I'll give you an example there. We were posted in on Chinese border, so there was a patrol which was going. The patrol was going, and because in long range patrols, because they last for 15-20 days, and they are fighting patrols. So one doctor also goes with them. And this doctor, because they were going as per their maps and all, this doctor kept on telling, because since you are moving on foot, so it takes time, and then, you have to stop for lunch, and then again. So he told the patrol leader, who was a major, he said, sir, लगता है हम गलत जा रहे हैं. So the patrol leader said, यार तुमको क्या मालूम, तुम डॉक्टर हो, तुम मेरे को सिखा रहे हो. So he kept quiet. Again he said, yes, sir, I think there is something wrong. And so he says, yeah, you don't teach me. He says, I've been patrolling here for so many years. And lo behold, they entered China, they were nabbed, they were taken as prisoners, and then they came via Beijing and then New Delhi. So this is also an ego issue or this thing.
Yeah,
You must listen to a person. If he's telling you once, twice, it is incumbent on your part to just see and check back. कई बार आप घर में ताला नहीं लगाते हैं, आपने देखा एक बार चेक किया, 2 बार, फिर आप नीचे लिफ्ट से आ जाते हैं, फिर जाते हैं कि यार एक बार चेक कर लें. So there is no harm. It is better to be sure than to be sorry. पता लगा आपके घर में थैंक यू कार्ड पड़ा हुआ है कि हैव ए ग्रेट ईयर.
actually, what I have seen is a lot of people, they let their ego come in the way of accepting an honest and positive feedback. People are not ready to see that maybe there is something I need to change or I can change for the better.
Yeah.
So the ego comes in the way of a feedback, and there is no growth or change in that case. So there are a lot of leaders who are like that. So sir, in that case, then how does the team get over that kind of a situation? Because this is in reverse. Here the team is facing an issue, maybe a small thing with the leader. So what does the team or a particular person do in that instance?
You see, the team, if you don't take feedback seriously, or if you don't take them, as far as their authentic inputs are concerned, you are going to have reversals. And the people who are, because you see, any team leader, it always has a boss or somebody is reviewing it. So if you have reversals like this, you are going to pay very heavily for it. So it is always better to accept mistakes and move on, because there are two things. One is called error of intent and error of judgment. There is a difference. The error of judgment is pardonable because you have gone wrong, but the error of intent is punishable because you had that intention, or you knew that the inputs were there, still you did not take corrective measures. Judgment, yes, you may have planned something, you may go wrong.
Ji. Very nice. Error of intent and error of judgment. Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
I just want to share an example here. Again, way back in one of my first job, where we were exposed to appraisals, and we had a 360-degree appraisal concept. And for us, the boss was also the chairman of the company. So it wasn't just a boss who was evaluating, but it was the Karta Dharta, the promoter, the chairman. And since it was 360-degree, we had to not only rate, but we also had to put qualitative comments. And so the file, we had to submit our file, and we submitted. And so my boss saw that for each team member, whatever the rating was, whether high or low, there was a corresponding comment. And these scores were many a times in extremes also. But when it came to his appraisal, it was a very balanced kind of appraisal. And before I had submitted the file, I spoke to my father, and he told me, the life is very different in a corporate world. It's not like the army where, you can be very firm and all that. You have to be very diplomatic and everything. So I said, okay, fine, because it was my first job. And I submitted the file. To give it to the credit of my then boss and a true leader that he is, he actually returned the file and he told me that this file is not correct. And you haven't appraised everybody equally. So, and I knew what exactly he meant. And it was my first job, the very first appraisal. And obviously, I had my long career ahead. So that file came back. I made some amendment and I gave it back. And he again sent me that file back that, no, this is still not the appraisal that Ekta would have done for me. So then I actually had to put things on, because as a boss, there were flaws in him. And he wanted those flaws to come out from us. So to answer that one question, Aarti, that as a leader, I think it is not that just because we are leaders, so we have a halo effect around us. There are so many things that we learn from a team member. I think as the acceptance of that learning and to accept that we have a flaw, to me, is one of the biggest qualities that a leader has to have. Otherwise, you will be in your own halo effect and you will never be able to take the team together. So how will you transform someone when you yourself are not willing to be transformed? How will you, respond to an adaptive kind of a situation or a variable situation
Exactly.
if you are not
Exactly.
adaptive?
Very true.
That I wanted to share that. So of course that file went back and forth, and then I actually had to write what I had to, and it was well taken. So that was also learning that you can say things the way they are, and you don't really need to mince words. Resina wants to share something
Yeah,
with
please.
your permission.
Sure.
Please go
Yeah,
ahead,
please,
Resina.
please.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I just wanted to share something from my experience of being a leader and a leadership coach. So there is this very simple thing which, you know, NLP as a technique which talks about, and I use this technique in most of my leadership coaching programs. And it's very simple when you hear this. It's said that if you want to be an adaptive leader, and if you want to be a good leader, there are three qualities which you need to have. One is you need to hear your team well, you need to see your team well, and you need to feel your team well. So just to explain them this in NLP technique, it's called the visual, the auditory, and the kinesthetic. So, if you want to be an effective leader, if you want to be a leader which is a true, genuine leader, you need to definitely work on these three aspects of hearing your team well, feeling the team, what the team feels. There are times when teams are down, teams are very excited, they're very happy. So, you need to feel along with them, and you need to actually see what your team sees in terms of their visions, in terms of their dreams and aspirations, and work on it together with them. When a leader has this kind of a journey with the team, the leader is bound to be successful. The leader is bound to be one of the most liked leader. And when you do hear, see, and feel, automatically humility comes into you. Automatically, the team spirit nature which you need to have as a leader comes into you. And you will see that you will have better and successful teams going forward. So this is an experience or a technique which I have used in my coaching practices, and I thought it would be a good idea to share it with everyone. It's very simple, but it is the base or foundation of any relationship, rather, be it leadership, be it children, be it parenting, be it spouse. You need to hear, see, and feel the other person for you to be effective and adaptive and be successful in that relationship. So that's what I wanted to share.
Nice. Brigadier Datta, how does a leader inspire and motivate? What are the qualities that inspire and motivate? What are the main qualities of a leader?
Well, it depends, what you are looking in a leader. Whether you are, impressed by his, goal setting, or the way he goes about in achieving those goals, or his oratory skills, or his negotiating skills, or his concern for his subordinates or followers. So it depends, what I'm like. You see, there is a sharp divide. The participants who are here, somebody may like leader X, somebody may like leader Y, and sometimes you are so overwhelmed by his popularity or personality, that you don't want to listen anything wrong, or you don't see anything wrong in that personality. So it depends, what you are looking at that person, and what clicks. That is more important.
But what are the qualities of a good leader? There are some fundamental qualities. So
Yeah,
what
but
would you say those qualities are?
honesty, integrity, concern, care, empathy, all these things are there.
Compassion?
Compassion, yes. Compassion.
Thank you.
Any more questions, anyone? Anything that you would like to share? Vaishali Kushe is asking, are leaders born?
Yeah. You see, you are born with certain inherent qualities. And as I gave you an example of Shivaji, you see, आपने देखा होगा घरों में जब whenever a lady is in family way, you generally put one kind of picture in the house, or you some good quotes or some good music, light, or some recitals. Why do you always do that? It is because वो कहते हैं ना कि जैसा मन वैसे ही विचार आपके आएंगे और वैसे ही that child or that life which is there inside you will shape into that kind of a person. So it is very important that yes, you see, leaders are born, but yes, leaders can also be shaped. Leaders can be shaped. I mean, there is no leadership is a, but yes, what General Manekshaw had said, the famous quote. He says, "Give me a man or a woman with average intelligence, and who's not a stupid. I will make him a good leader." So leaders can be shaped, leaders can be molded, and yes, because you see what happens is that there are certain inherent qualities which are there in you. There are some overt qualities, there are some covert qualities which are there. वो एक शायर ने कहा था ना कि न तराशे गए तो पत्थर थे, न तराशे गए तो पत्थर थे, तराश दिए तो खुदा बन गए. तो जब you give a shape to a certain kind of stone, people start worshipping you. Otherwise, that stone is gathering no moss, or nothing. It is getting kicked around. तो उसको तराश देने से ही आपके अंदर वो रूहानी ताकतें आ जाती हैं. So leaders, they can be made.
Come on, ladies, this is your last, well, not really the last, but last on the Zoom to have a combined conversation with Brigadier Datta for this series. So any further questions, comments?
May I?
Yes, please, Ramaj.
Achha ji. Brigadier Datta, much as we'd like to think, that women are accepted as leaders, there are very few actually who make it to that. Inevitably, men or a man's ego comes in the way. So, Brigadier Datta, how can there be more balance and equality even in the selection of leaders?
See, too much of ego, or if your personality is ego echelon, it can be both. It is not that the men are affected, though I'm in minority here, so have rights to express more. There are, some women also I have seen. They have been, there's a lot of. You must have seen that movie Akshay Kumar ki thi, where this girl was acting. Kareena Kapoor or somewhere, where Akshay Kumar was working in a corporate, and she, implicates this guy, and there's a big case. So it was because of the ego that she and Akshay Kumar in that movie was a very good worker. He was an organizational man, and but she dragged him into some kind of ruse, and it was basically the ego which led to those legal complications. So it is not men-centric, or it is person-centric. And yes, because this society or the environment has been reigned by men for centuries, so it will take some time for people to come into terms to accept leaders. You take Srimavo Bandaranaike, Golda Meir, Margaret Thatcher, Indira Gandhi. I mean, so many people, Sushma Swaraj. I mean, there are a number of names I may be missing, and there are people who are sitting amongst us also. They are leaders in their own fields. So it is not that the men are not allowing you. Yes, you have to step on their shoulders and rise to the sky. Because these days, yes, merits. You take the CBSE results, that's a very glaring examples.
Ji, thank
Girls
you.
are every year they are leaving behind the boys. So it is not, and now they are doing all kind of jobs. They're doing all kind of jobs. Gone are the days when I mean they're into like engineering. There was a time when we were in college. There are hardly any girls in the engineering colleges, and most of them used to go become doctors. Today, you see, I mean, the best of the engineers are the girls.
Ji, thank you.
I think the upbringing has to change, and that is where, if we refer back to the session on role of mothers in shaping leaders, really we really need to internalize that, because the way we groom our boys and girls, which that will eventually determine that
Yes,
how
I agree.
upfront the girl is going to be. In our times, we were told that, okay, be that timid, shy person, but some of us still kind of whether and what termed as rebellious if we were being very overwhelming or intimidating. But now the times have changed, I think, and I was wanting to ask you that how important it is, men, again, not to make this a very feminist or a chauvinist approach over here, but a lot of us here have daughters, some grown
Yes.
up, some like Resina and me have younger girls. How as mothers do we, is there anything different that we need to do vis-a-vis the mothers of the older generation to make them more powerful leaders in years to come?
Yeah, you see, now what is happening is in the changed, fabric of society, it is seen that the girls are, in what Ekta had already said. In good old days, the girls were, they were trained, or they were, educated, and they were, unki jo parvarish hoti thi, they were to be perfectionists, and the boys brave. You see, today the entire perception has changed. Today the girls are driving. Today the girls are playing golf. Today the girls are moving. They are running they are driving taxis. You can see them at petrol bunk. They are conductors. They are bus drivers. They are pilots. They are sitting in bunkers. So the entire form and manifestation has changed. So that people are shedding those inhibitions. You see, there are, अब आप ये देखिए, पहले there was a time where this this fetus those tests were done. Today, I mean, people don't even talk. I mean, or there are very few people who talk on these issues. There are people who pray to the God कि भाई मेरे लड़की होनी चाहिए. Because शास्त्रों में भी कहा है ना, पुत्र पवित्र किए कुल दो. ऐसा कौन सा क्रीचर है जो दो परिवारों को प्योर कर सकता है? आप अपना बेडरूम चेंज नहीं कर सकते हैं. That girl leaves the entire family. She's the princess of the house, relocates herself, reestablishes herself, and brings up that family. और उसके कंधों पे दो परिवारों का बोझ है. She does that fine act because you see, we are all living in this society. कभी ना कभी निकल ही जाता है मुंह से कुछ ना कुछ. And you can imagine the girl जिसने बचपन वहां से निकाला हो, how will she? That's why you'll find a girl will always find her brother the best brother, her father the best father. I mean, I'm not saying it in sarcasm or something. Yes, because she has been brought up in that manner. She has been pampered in that manner. And they know it. कि ये एक दिन she's going to go and to some other family, and she'll become part of the family. So it's a very big sacrifice. And sacrifice is also one of the important facets of leadership. What Aarti was asking, what are the, so not everybody can sacrifice.
Brigadier Datta, I do genuinely believe that somewhere the role of mothers is very important in the way that they bring up their sons and what they tell their sons. And also how they see the father treat the mother. So
Yeah.
Brigadier Datta, I do believe that, a man who has the balance and the capability of accepting and appreciating
Yeah.
a strong woman, the seeds are sowed by the mother only,
Yes.
by the parents, by the family, जी बड़े होके ना, it becomes very difficult to change. People don't change.
Yeah.
They are molded in their childhood.
Yes. It is the mother who's the anvil of the family. You see,
Ji.
because she takes the entire, beating. When I say beating in the sense, all kind of stresses, all kind of, she's the, backbone of the, family. Because she's listening to the child also, she's listening to the daughter also, she's listening to the husband also. And, she's like, whatever information which should reach father to him, and whatever information should reach to the girl or a daughter-in-law or anybody should reach
Ji.
her, and she absorbs a lot of things. So
Ji.
that is how the balance is, because if everybody starts boiling up, and our nature should also be like that pressure cooker concept, because everybody is in a pressure. वो कहते हैं ना कि आग चाहे जितनी लगी हो, जितना भी pressure हो, लेकिन सीटी बजाते रहो. Keep whistling.
In fact, one of my friends, she's also from the army background. She has 2 boys.
Yeah.
And she's told her boys, if ever I find that you have not treated a girl well, I'm going to be the first one who will whack you, you know. And she says, don't bring any girl home unless you're serious about her and you want to see your future with her. So she's very clear, she though she has boys, she's laid down the ground rules very clearly, as to how they should respect and appreciate a woman in their lives.
You see, I'll give you an example in the army. You see, the army, the ladies are treated in, they have such a high respect that
Ji.
even if a lieutenant's wife is there, she's not expected to get up. Even if the senior most general comes, he has to come and greet her. She's not supposed to get up. She deserves a salute, irrespective of the rank. She may be the wife of a junior most officer.
Ji.
It is because that is the kind of respect which you get. So that
Ji.
pecking order has been like, if there is an informal party, first the kids will pick up the plates, then the ladies will pick up the plate, and then the gentlemen will pick up. So अब बाहर आप देखिए, कई बार आप जाते हैं किसी फंक्शन वगैरह में, तो आपको यही लगता है कि जब आप वापस जाएं तो पता लगा एक गुलाब जामुन आपकी जेब से निकला है, क्योंकि somebody has dropped it in your pocket. Because so you are more worried about your long suit than the the sweet dish.
Ji.
I think Rama wanted to say something, and then
Please,
so
please,
Rama,
please.
could we hear you?
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you, but I don't have any question. Everything is very clear.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
पूनम को भी कुछ पूछना है. पूनम को भी कुछ पूछना है.
हाँ, Poonam wanted to say something. Poonam, please. Poonam, आप unmute कीजिए.
थैंक यू सो मच. मेरा ये था कि जैसे अभी मेल ईगो के संबंध में बात हो रही थी, लेकिन जो अब समय है, मुझे लगता है कि मेल ईगो से जागे फीमेल के लिए ईगो, उसको संभालने की बहुत जरूरत हो रही है, क्योंकि आजकल फीमेल्स बहुत आगे जा रही हैं, तो जनरेशन गैप होता ही है. हमने जो नहीं भोगा वो नेक्स्ट जनरेशन हमारी देखती है, आगे बढ़ती है. तो हम लोगों को वो संभाल के खुद को रखना है कि जो एटलीस्ट फीमेल्स के लिए तो रखें, वैसे तो मेल्स के लिए भी रखना है, कि जो आगे बढ़ रहा है उसको हम सहयोग करें, आगे बढ़ने की प्रेरणा बने, ना कि उसमें इफ एंड बट, मेरे साथ ऐसा नहीं हुआ, वो नहीं हुआ, ये नहीं, ये सब खत्म करके फीमेल को फीमेल के प्रति अपने व्यवहार को परिवर्तन में लाने की बहुत जरूरत है, ये मेरा सोचना है। और सबसे बड़ी बात, एक जो नारी है वो सृजन करती है, हम सब आदि शक्ति का रूप है, स्वरूप है। किसी के अंदर इतनी क्षमता नहीं है कि वो एक नए बीज का अंकुरण कर पाए, वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ महज हम नारियों को ही उस पराशक्ति का वरदान है। उसको देख के हमें हर फीमेल को सपोर्ट करना चाहिए, और जब फीमेल फीमेल को सपोर्ट करेगी तो मेल ईगो कितना काम कर जाएगी। अब तो समय बहुत चेंज आ गया है, ऐसा मेरा मानना है।
बिल्कुल, देखिए बिल्कुल ठीक कहा पूनम जी। एक तो आपकी जो भाषा है वो बड़ी अच्छी लगती है मुझे, बड़े अच्छे शब्दों का चयन किया है आपने, और बहुत ही इन्होंने जिसे कहते हैं ना कि सटीक बात कही है, जिसे हिंदी में कहा जाए, क्योंकि हमें ये नहीं है कि ईगो खाली इसमें ही है। मतलब एक इफ वुमेन लीडर, यू नो, वन इज now backbiting or something, or feeling jay about it, that also should be shared. And yes, you are right. देखिए आज मैं आपको एक चीज बताता हूँ कि आप ये देखिए, जो जब आप हवन करते हैं तो सबसे पहले क्या करते हैं, आपने देखा होगा जब आप आहुति देते हैं तो स्वाहा बोला जाता है उसमें। वो स्वाहा इसलिए बोला जाता है क्योंकि अग्निदेव की जो पत्नी है उनका नाम स्वाहा था, और पंडित जी इसलिए कहते हैं कि आप हर आहुति के बाद स्वाहा बोलिए, क्योंकि वो जितनी बार आप स्वाहा बोलेंगे उतनी बार वो खुश होते हैं। तो इस तरह की जो रेस्पेक्ट्स दी जाती हैं या किया ये दिया जाता है, ये जो रीत, जो रिवाज हैं या रवायतें हैं, वो इसलिए बनाई गई थी कि जो स्त्रियों का जो सम्मान है वो बरकरार रहे। ये देखिए, स्त्रियों का तो वर्चस्व या जो सम्मान है वो हमेशा रहा है। ये तो बीच में एक युग आया था जिसमें जब ये सेंट्रल एशियन जो रूलर्स आए, तब से ये पर्दा सिस्टम वगैरह हुआ। नहीं तो पर्दा सिस्टम वगैरह कहाँ हुआ करता था भारत में, कभी नहीं था। तो उसके बाद थोड़ा सा जो समाज में चेंज आया है वो चिंता का विषय बना है, और वो फिर खत्म होता जा रहा है। तो हमें, जो पूनम जी ने बात कही है बिल्कुल सही कही है कि हमें मेरिट को वो करना चाहिए, और दूसरे से एम्युलेट करें। वो वैसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि भला उसकी कमीज मुझसे सफेद क्यों, तो आपने उठाया नीचे से मिट्टी लगाई, बोला नहीं रहेगी।
बिल्कुल सही।
I know if you cannot pull up someone, don't even pull the person down.
Yeah,
I think we've really taken a lot of time of Brigadier Datta today,
Yeah.
and so if anybody would like to ask any further questions, please feel free to use the WhatsApp group or the MQ page. And here, we would like to extend our gratitude to Brigadier Datta for sharing his insights and valuable time. He's always had kept enough and more time while conducting these sessions, so that all of us could really pour our hearts out and ask all those questions. And we'd like to present you a virtual certificate, given the the current dynamics. Just allow me to please share that. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. So Brigadier Datta, thank you so much for your contribution as a speaker at the MCube Leadership Series for the whole of December 2020. What started off as a Facebook.
एकता,
Yes.
the certificate is not yet visible. हम सिर्फ आपकी वो देख सकते हैं.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
कंप्यूटर की सिर्फ वो देख सकते हैं जिसमें
एक
सारे
second.
फोल्डर्स वगैरह हैं.
Sorry.
You have
Okay,
to select
sorry.
one.
You have to select
Yeah.
and display.
Now?
Yes,
Yeah.
now here it is.
Okay. All right. Sorry. So technology sometimes really fails you, and it has happened many a times with me. So what I was saying is that, what started off as a Facebook Messenger conversation with Brigadier Datta, one could not even imagine that one would find a very old connect, to get to know that today the gentleman who's training us, guiding us, was once trained by my late father. And to hear such kind words at the beginning of the session, by him really means a lot. And this month is his birthday also, so I think what better a tribute to him from one of his cadets to hear such words. And also in that session my brother was one of the participants, and my mother also was. So they both heard, and we were overwhelmed to hear that after so many years you still remember him so distinctly. And the contribution that you've made to MCube through these leadership series is phenomenal. I have noted a lot of points, and it is helping me to write my own series of lessons from leadership in investments. And I've just worked on one, trying to work on a couple of more before I showcase them or share them with everybody. But yes, the inputs have been fantastic. You've made all women feel very good about themselves, as mothers in shaping leaders. And each of us, I think, really, is feeling proud of ourselves. But I think what is important is that if each one of us really imbibes all that Brigadier Datta has shared with us, only then will we be actually, thanking him for that contribution that he has made to all of us. And so, Ela, anything that you would like to add?
I'll just like to express my gratitude to Brigadier Datta. Thank you so much. आपने बहुत patiently इतनी सारी ladies को deal किया. Hats off to you. And and we are in deep gratitude because you actually gave us so much time.
Yeah, when I was doing the high command course in the Army War College, there is a ladies seminar which is given, and I was selected to have it conducted, and that was the most difficult part of the course. So I told him, I tried to wriggle out of it. So I told him, sir, some other officer can. He says, no, I think you only can handle this seminar, and you should conduct it. And it is so very difficult to get such brilliant ladies on a forum and discuss. But yes, that paid such good rich dividends, because when their husbands were at prominent places and in official capacities, when they said no, so I approached, okay, you have said no. Now I'm going to approach the other superpowers, and now you will come and tell me, sir, okay, we will do this job. And so that's called vision and investment. And thank you very much. I really enjoyed every session, and the very fact that we have been nearing almost 2 hours speaks volumes of everybody's involvement and participation, and the inputs from the participants have been immensely beneficial, at least to me, and I'm sure to the others also. And we wish you a very great year, which is say about a couple of hours away, and stay safe, enjoy at homes, and see a very good T21, because अब केवल 20-21 का ही फर्क है, ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं है. So stay safe and stay in touch, and Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
So before we close this, of course, we are ending the year at a high note, hearing Brigadier Datta all through December. Tomorrow happens to be my father's birthday also, and New Year for all of us. So wish you all a very happy New Year. And I would also like to take this opportunity, along with Ela, that after completing this wonderful session with Brigadier Datta, we have yet another Power Pack session coming up for the whole of January, which will also be taken by an Army veteran. We will share the details very soon. And I am sure that, we look for, you will all wholeheartedly participate and shower your love and blessings on MCube. And you would not want to miss that session also, the way you didn't want to miss this. Yes, Ela.
Yeah. So I would like to thank each and everyone who has joined us, who has been with us. जितने भी लोगों ने whole hearted participation हमारे साथ दिखाया, उनको बहुत बड़ा thank you. And Brigadier Datta, we also look forward to your continued support.
Yeah, any day, any day, any day.
He is, in fact, Ila. He's been, I've been on the side talking to him about
Yeah.
certain things, and I'm sure he will keep adding his inputs to all that
Yeah.
is going to benefit you.
Yeah, and the next session is going to be good with the General Dogra. He's a very fine officer, and you all are going to enjoy it.
Yes. So now that Brigadier Sir has mentioned, so we'll be having Major General Vikram Dev Dogra, who is known as the Iron Man. He's the only army officer at the level of a general to have completed a triathlon, not once but twice. So the series is going to be called "It's All About You," where we would be talking about motivation, endurance, living the moment, and a few key lessons from the army so that we all can learn and imbibe them in our day-to-day lives. So thank you so much, everybody, and a special, special thank you to Brigadier Datta, to all the participants on Zoom and on Facebook for really making this series a great success.
Thank you so much,
everybody.
Brigadier Datta. Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot.
And of course, we do look forward for your feedback, your input, because that really will make a difference to take MCube at a different level. And I think Ela and I are very feedback hungry people. So if you have any feedback openly, candidly, whichever way, please do share with us.
And also give us topics on which we can bring more speakers and panelists here.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ekta. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you so
Ela.
much, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. And take care, everyone.
Happy New
Thank
Year.
you. Bye-bye.
Stay blessed
See you.
and happy, everyone. Thank you.